poison.
Ah.
Yeah. I was busy.
This is the entrance to the abandoned mine. The door's open. Do you think? Estelle, look. The chain's been cut. It looks recent too. I knew it.
Most certainly our red-headed errand hero's work. He must be within.
We have to hurry and catch him. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, I thought, because I was talking about yesterday, I was saying you were asleep. Buzz on 14 is that, like, I was thinking, oh, it's the 20th anniversary, so they'll have to announce something this year. No, it's next year. I misread it. It's actually next year. Yep. Alright, that should be enough. We need a bit more time to gather the necessary data. Of course, this is the sort of job he'd shove off on me. He's very, very minty. Having a bad day. I have a guest, it seems. You're that red lieutenant from before, aren't you? You got that same golden sword. Been a while, you bastard. Agate Crossner, the heavy blade. Bracer, rank C. Ah, no. You promoted to rank B after the coup. No surprise that a former member of the intelligence division would already know that. You were always sneaking around in the shadows like a rat back then. Decided to get a bit more showy this time, huh? Well, whatever. I ain't interested in arrests or anything else nice like that today. I'm just gonna slice that smug look right off your face. Confident, aren't we? I wouldn't call what happened showy, personally. It was certainly nothing compared to what you saw 10 years ago. I've had a look at the records of every bracer in this country. You and I are very similar in some ways, Agate Crossner. Similar, huh? You don't know shit, so don't say shit! Oh yeah, we got the high music. You should know from our last encounter the difference in our abilities. On top of that, I have a dragon at my disposal. So what could possibly drive you to engage me alone? You think I give a damn about my chances of winning? I can't stand you. I'll take any chance I can get to kick your ass. Unbelievable. This is the extent of your power. I won't even need the dragon. What? We may be similar in some ways, but there is one crucial difference between us. That being the reason we take up our swords. The hell are you? I will mind to discard my humanity and walk the path of ruin. We got an edgelord here. You only wield yours in a desperate attempt to fill the emptiness within you. Swinging that lump of iron fills the void within you. For a brief moment, your rage lets you flee from your grief. But in the end, you're only deluding yourself. Shut up. Should you continue to hide behind your delusions, you will never move forward. as you are now. You are neither fit for enlightenment nor the path I follow. You will always remain incomplete. Shut the hell up!
Was that a Gates voice? The way he's echoing. I think he must be in that big open mining pit. Come on, let's hurry.
We should hurry, but there's loot to be had in this cave, so we shouldn't hurry too much. Especially since this music's playing. Oh yeah. Boogie.
Huh? This bridge was broken the last time we came here. It must have been repaired in the interim. Perhaps by the Royal Army or local miners? Maybe.
Well, it gives us a shortcut anyway. I don't think there's any... Oh, hello, what's this?
What the... Estelle, what's wrong? This way should lead right into the mining pit. Why is it blocked off by rocks? Perhaps the dragon did something that caused the passage to cave in. Okay then, I'll use my cannon. Stand back.
No! Hold your blasting for now. A large explosion could simply cause the tunnel to further collapse.
But... Tita, I know how you feel, but stay calm, okay? Let's see if we can find another way around. Oh, okay.
The only thing I know with the Monster Hunter mobile game is that it's like Pokemon Go, but with it being mobile. Well, obviously that's on mobile as well. An empty treasure chest full of promise yet devoid of payoff. A perfect metaphor for me. Can I fish? Not now. I mean, I suppose considering the emergency, we shouldn't fish. But there's still loot to be had in this place. And loot makes the world go round. That'll do. Thank you. We'll just have a quick meal before we go into battle. But now, I really do hope... I absolutely expect, if they do not announce the new Monster Hunter, which we may still get announced this year anyway, on the 20th anniversary, Rennie, I want to riot. I want to fucking riot. And I hope it's like to the degree of Monster Hunter World was. So we get like a Monster Hunter World 2, but not actually named 2. I just want it to be like Monster Hunter Ultimate GX Excellent Edition. You have every monster in the entire roster. Must we go through this again? I mean, I really do think, like, if they're going to do something special for an anniversary edition, they'll do a new Monster Hunter game, but it'll have every flagship monster in as, like, a thing you can fight. Maybe even every single monster, to a degree, an Elder Dragon, which would be fucking cool. You rest your head atop the empty chest. You rapidly withdraw as you hear what sounds like a heartbeat. That's creepy. I mean, maybe all monsters will be a little excessive, but yeah. No, I don't want to go into that cave yet. I'm still boogieing. Treasure. 100 vitreous steak. Oh, we can't have that. I mean, they could do. If they do not, like, okay. You know that one monster everyone keeps going on about? Was it Laxian or something? That water monster that almost always see people want to have return. If they do not, like, open with that monster for the new Monster Hunter game, the fans will never fucking shut up. They will look the same to you now. Every one of them. So helpless. So vulnerable. A mere target for you and your insatiable hunger. Man, it's almost like it's foreshadowing our playthrough on Sunday. Damn you. Careless. As the one mercy I can offer you, I'll end this quickly. Yeah. Oh damn, he actually broke his blade. Ugh. Okay. Bruh. Now then, it's almost time. I should alter the Gospel's control style while I still have a moment. Just a damn second. I'm not done yet. It's not over yet.
That's a gate. Tita!
You still cling to that broken lump of iron. As you wish, you shall die as broken as your blade.
No!
Short stuff. The hell are you doing here?
I was worried about you, Agate, so I came here with Estelle and... Tita!
You stop them.
What do we do? Please, stay away, please.
You idiot. You think please will work on him? Just run already. The granddaughter of Zeiss's Professor Russell, Tita Russell. I'd heard you were a child genius, but no genius would ever behave so recklessly. In truth, I'm not fond of harming women or children. Still, I'll do what I must. Now, be a good girl and move. You son of a bitch!
I won't move. I won't. Agate's always saving me, so... I have to help him back. I have to. No, that's not it. Not just it. He's blunt and he's always looking annoyed. He always treats me like a kid and calls me things like short stuff, but... he's really very nice and he's always watching out for me. He means so much to me. I love him.
As a brother, right?
So I won't move, no matter what.
Tita. You're a very brave, silly little girl. Though I can hardly believe you cared that much for such a blockhead. It seems you aren't the only ones who wish to challenge me. So I'll take my leave for now.
Huh?
Main guns and port side guns. All hands prevent hitting the field immediately upon landing. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. They finally show their faces. Now we can begin the final experiment. But wait, you! Don't forget, Agate Crossnair. So long as you continue to delude yourself, you won't amount to anything. Nor can you protect anything you deem important. Shit.
Wait! Now look, I stood here and listened to you run your mouth for what felt like forever. I am so not letting you get away after all that!
Estelle Bright, you too should take this to heart.
Huh?
Once this experiment ends, our plan will enter its next stage. If you fail to keep your wits about you, I guarantee you will come to regret it.
Hey, wait, what's that supposed to?
Ugh, curse you, dragon, you will not flee! All hands, fire! Fire! Bring it down! As if your cannon would do anything against a legend. Let us go, Ragnar the Ancient. It would help if some of them actually were shooting at the dragon, not around the dragon, but, you know, technicalities here.
But wait! Why aren't we chasing him? What are you doing? Does this have something to do with your stupid bracer grudge?
Not in the slightest. That monster wasn't even scratched by rounds from a combat vessel. What do you intend to do that cannons cannot?
I have a very large stick. But, well... General...
Even to you, your highness, I shall not yield this point. Courage and recklessness are different things. Your highness, I'm sure you saw the damage to Bose in Revenue. This has, in essence, become a war.
A war? Yes. You're right.
Lead the bread to the bakers, Miss Bright. If this is a war, the professionals will handle it. And if you want my advice, you're better off searching for Ouroboros' center of command.
But...
You're kidding.
A gate? A gate? Take it easy, okay? I just finished patching you up.
You're the heavy blade, a gate, yes? Cassius tells me you're quite an active young bracer. Don't care what the old man said. General, listen. Lead the bread to the bakers, war to the professionals. You seriously saying that? Of course, I'm serious. Unlike bracers who exist only to protect private citizens, we must protect the country as a whole. We must protect Liberl's soil and those who live upon it. The arm is the only instrument that can... Protect Liberl's soil and those who live upon it, huh? Don't make me laugh!
But whoa, a gate? A gate, calm down, please.
You're always too late! You idiots move like slugs. You just worry about keeping everyone in step. You can't do shit without orders. You can't even protect the things you say you will. You can't do it now, and you didn't do it 10 years ago. Are you, I wonder? Who the hell could leave it to you? This time, gotta protect. Gotta protect me shit myself.
A gate! Is he okay?
He doesn't seem to have reopened his wounds. He's simply exhausted, physically and mentally.
Oh, a gate! Who's making an even bigger fuss than usual?
But now he needs rest in his own bed. His home is in Revenue. My ship can take him that far at least.
Thank you. Wait a minute, how do you know a gate's house is in Revenue?
I remember that I met him once before. The little boy from that day has grown quite a bit.
What day?
Oh no, we're gonna get a flashback. It was immediately after the 100 Days War. The day the memorial to his sister and the other villagers was erected. I mean, I knew that from the first game, but it's okay. Oh, is that Agate's house, the one that's always been locked? That makes sense. I see. What a mess. Miss Bright, General, sir, I'm sorry to cause you so much trouble.
No. In the end, we couldn't stop the dragon's rampage. I'm sorry, we weren't of much help, really.
You've no reason to despise yourself, Miss Bright. Even with the dragons on the loose, you have proven indispensable in the aid you have given others. You successfully evacuated the market, and Mr. Crossner's firefighting efforts were marvelous. Only you bracers could have responded so quickly.
I have to admit, General, it feels a little strange to hear you say that. But, about Agate? Is it true that during the war his little sister was,
Oh, it is, yes. The Liberl's forces in the Imperial Army were fighting on the village's outskirts. During the battle, some Ourobronian incendiary rounds hit the village. Ultimately, some of the homes were burnt and some of our villagers lost their lives. One of them was Misha Crossner.
In a way, the Royal Army is culpable for that entire incident. The defensive line we established to protect the village ended up doing little more than drawing the fighting into it. The end result was large portions of the village being laid waste.
oh,
And the order to establish the defensive line came from my desk. You can very easily say that the blood of those people is on my hands.
Oh, General, sir, please. You don't need to blame yourself. The Royal Army was doing their duty, that's all. The whole thing was just a tragedy built on several coincidences colliding.
No, Raisin, you didn't make excuses for me. Those sorts of justifications hold no meaning for those who lost family. Those like that red-haired young man.
Whoa!
After the battle, I attended the funeral for the village's dead as a representative of the army. I still clearly remember the eyes of one particular red-haired young man in attendance. Bottomless sadness, twisted by rage, eyes such as I have never seen before or since. And I was the one responsible for giving him such eyes.
No, that isn't true. Agate never blamed the Ourobronians or the Royal Army, or even you, General. The person he blamed was himself.
what do you mean?
All I know is what I observed, but Agate always seemed to blame himself in some way for Misha's death. It wasn't even remotely true, of course, but he convinced himself it was. And then after practically torturing himself over what happened, he left the village. He wanted to search for an answer, to find a way to make it up to Misha. I always thought his time as a street folk in ruin was because of that. Because he never found his answer. He did eventually get his head screwed back on and began walking the path of a bracer, but I don't think he ever truly found the answer he sought. He's still trapped by that same sadness, that same anger at himself.
How terrible.
Hey, General, are you sure you won't let us bracers help against the dragon?
What?
We definitely have some strong points the army doesn't. We're smaller so we can respond faster. We're closer to the civilian population. It's a bit easier for us to get to places where the army has trouble getting to, too. I know we could help if you'd let us.
But
Not that I've heard all this. I think Agate became a bracer because he thought there was potential in those abilities. Now that I've heard all this, I think Agate became a bracer because he thought there was potential in those abilities. The potential to find a way to make peace with his sister. Yeah, I think I can understand now why Agate became a bracer when Dad invited him. Dad became a bracer when he lost Mom, after all. So to prove the potential of bracers, And more than anything, to help the people in need around me. I want to do everything I possibly can. So please, let us help you. Oh, Estelle.
Ah, beautifully said, Estelle. I wonder, how braced as being in Bose 10 years ago could it all have been?
Hmm?
It's nothing. Cassius is swamped with other duties, so I'll be taking command of army operations against the dragon. I need to head back to the Hacking Gate and hold council over our next moves. I would take your suggestion under advisement.
So then...
Do not be hasty. I merely said I would take it under advisement. I will contact your guild house tonight with the results of our deliberations. That is all I can promise.
Right. We understand.
Ah, the orchestra tenses, awaiting a single word. I cannot wait. I must pardon myself here then. Grayson, my thanks for your hospitality.
No, no. Please come by anytime.
Hello, Sparkles. Yes, you've missed certain things. You've missed the bit where I'm like, Tita, when you say that you love a gate, do you mean as like as a older brother figure? Or romantically? Because I think at this point, I believe he's 18, so there is an age gap of like at least 5 to 6 years. But I mean, she could have like a, you know, a crush if she wants to. Gonna be all down to interpretation.
Okay. We better get back to Bose. The gate should probably stay here, huh? He's gonna need at least a few days to recover from his wounds. We should let him sleep for now. Yeah, good idea. Let's check in on him before we go and fill in Tita with what's going on. Oh, Elder Ryson? I know now's not the best time to ask, but please take care of the gate for us.
You don't need to worry. He's part of our family here. Besides, compared to 10 years ago, a dragon is nothing. We should be thanking the goddess no one's died yet.
Misha had the loveliest smile, and she dearly loved a gate. But she was just as strong-willed and stubborn as her brother, perhaps even more so. When she set her mind on something, she was the type who never let it go until she damn well made it happen. I sometimes can't help but wonder what the future would have held for her. I think she would have been head of the orchids by now, if only.
If only indeed.
Oh, leave Gate's care to us. Rose to you on your way back to Bose.
Yeah, the heartstrings for him as well. I mean, not just him as well, but Tita too.
Estelle! Hi, Tita. How's the gate doing? He's still asleep. But, his face looks a lot better. So I think he'll be okay so long as he gets a lot of rest. I see. So this is the gate's house, huh?
It is small, but it is warm and comfortable.
It's so loving. This must be where he lived with his sister. Hey! This photograph. This looks like a picture of when a gate was a kid.
Block.
This looks like a picture of when a gate was a kid. That means this girl must be... Yes. Yes, I think it's Misha.
What a sweet little child. She and a gate seem to have been quite close.
I think so too. Agate and Misha look really happy after all. Yeah, they really do. Agate looks about 14 in this, so Misha would be, what, 12? Agate's got the sort of face that just screams, I'm the world's biggest prankster. I bet he was an interesting kid. Still though, why did Agate keep quiet about his sister? Kept talking about her as if she was alive. Yeah, but if you think about it, Agate never said Misha was alive. He said he comes back to visit, and I bet he meant to he visits her grave. Now that you mention it, yeah. He still should have known we had the wrong idea about it, though. Why wouldn't he correct us? I don't know, but... Agate said once work calmed down a bit, he'd introduce us all. I think he was going to tell us then. That's right, I bet that's it. Well, we can ask him later when he intended, but... Tita? We need to head back to the Bose Guild House soon, but, what is it?
Estelle explained that the army would be contacting the guild that evening.
Oh, I see. Estelle? You don't need to say anything, Tita. You're gonna say you want to stay behind to take care of Agate, right? Underestimate.
Hang on a second. I need a drink.
Underestimate me at your own peril, my little Tita.
In general, that was actually a difficult thing for me to say in that voice anyway. Curse you, dyslexia.
I can read the inside of your mind like a picture book. It's a big sister thing. Aww. Leave the rest to us, Tita. Tita, you can focus on helping Agate heal, alright? We understand. Estelle, everyone. Thank you so much. Aw, you don't need to thank us. There's only one thing I'll ask you to do. When Agate wakes up, tell him what we just told you, okay? Ah, you mean the stuff about the braces and army working together? Yeah, also I want to stop Agate from trying anything reckless. Physically, if necessary. Break his legs if you have to. You're not to let him out of this bed until he's fully healed. Got it? Yeah, I'll do my best to break his legs. Estelle, everyone, be careful, okay?
That's my girl.